this one isn't in there, so it's just so sad. It's even more sad that I can't even listen to it on Spotify, and I have to go to YouTube to listen to it. But it's good because then I don't have to listen to it all the time and get.
Sometimes there's like those songs where you have to go on YouTube just to listen to it, and it's not on on any streaming service, even on SoundCloud. And sometimes those are just just gems, you know.
It's true. It's true. Those are usually the songs I forget about.
Yeah, those are like the ones that you're like.
Then I listen to them.
You're like, I'm on Spotify, and you're like, I gotta type it in on YouTube because that's the only place where it's at. What song like is your YouTube or go-to YouTube song where it's only on YouTube that you enjoy?
Where it's only on YouTube?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because
that's a hard one.
I'll give you another example.
Only on YouTube.
There's a artist named Wax. He has a whole bunch of music on YouTube, and then he released an album called Songs That Were Originally only on YouTube, but now is in an album, and now it's on Spotify and Apple Music and stuff. But yeah, a lot of the fans were like, "Hey, all your songs, all of my favorite songs are on YouTube. It's not on Spotify. Can you put it in an album?" And he just lumped all of his songs and just put it on there. That's kind of funny.
I mean, like I think of, and I hate to just be all rap, but that's like a good majority. That's like what made me realize, like, yeah, Raymond, you listen to a lot of rap. Is when I was like going through like the song selection for your playlist.
Mm-hmm.
But it's actually a mixtape. I always go online to YouTube to listen to. It's a mixtape called Faces by Mac Miller, because it's not on Spotify,
mm-hmm.
and I don't know if it's ever going to be on Spotify. But
it's a mixtape.
That's
right?
Like one of the mixtapes I'm always on. Yeah, it's a mixtape, so there's not really one song that draws me into it because I listen to that whole thing front to back. It's only
mm-hmm.
a matter of time before I burn it on a CD and just have it in my car for emergencies when I don't have when I don't have my phone and I don't have any music and I don't download anything, because I could download music to my phone, but I never do it. And I'll play that whole thing front to back. I don't think I'd really ever get tired of it listening to it, but that's like one mixtape. Oh, and then I guess another song would be Bird on a Wire. It's called Bird on a Wire by Action Bronson with Riff Raff. And that one just has like one of the craziest beats. Like, one thing about me and my music taste is always about like the instrumentals.
Mm-hmm.
I could care less. Sometimes I could care less about what somebody's saying. I'll just focus on the beat, honestly. And if they have like a good enough flow or melody to go with the beat or the instrumental, I'm sold.
So
they can literally just put any lyrics in it, and I'll be like, yeah.
They'll put the fruit salad.
Some, like,
the fruit salad from the Wiggles. Put it on a hard beat. Stuff. Yeah, that'd be fun.
No, I'm not even kidding. Probably.
Yeah.
Like, they could probably easily just put it on and be like, "Oh, this is so good." Yeah. Like, what? You can't help it. People be like, "You listen to the Wiggles?" I'm like, yeah. Listen to this song and tell me you wouldn't have it on your your playlist.
Yeah, no, I definitely love like just the instrumentals of the songs. I have another suggestion. It's one that I was just watching. I was watching TV for it was a rare time. Yeah, I was watching. I think I mentioned on the podcast like a lot, but it's a great show. I don't need to keep on mentioning it.
It's pretty rare.
But there was the song's called Trapdoor by Jake One. You know Jake One?
Oh, I know exactly what song that is.
Dude, all of his beats with MF Doom. Yeah, dude.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
All of his beats are just amazing.
You almost had me there. I was on the edge of my seat waiting for this recommendation. I was gonna write it down on this notebook, but
you already knew it.
Wait. Yeah, where'd you hear that song?
It was on Nirvana, the band, the show. It's a TV. If you want to watch a good, excellently scored, like show, watch Nirvana, the band, the show. It's amazing. It's hilarious.
It's a documentary. on Nirvana, or it's an
No,
like
so it's like a comedy.
acting out. I think?
No, it's a comedy. So these two dudes, they're using copyright law on all. So everything about it is just copyright law protected. So these two dudes named their band Nirvana the band, and it's protected because they like spelled it with like an extra N or something. So it's like Nirvana the band, and that's protected. And the music that they use is also it's either like written by Jay. He's one of the actors in there too, one of the characters. But basically it's this duo of these two dudes. They're a band and they want to get a spot at a venue in Toronto called the Rivoli, and that's basically it. They just go into all of these shenanigans of trying to get in. But the music is amazing. Like, I still listen to that.
Where is that on? Hulu?
I think Viceland made
Netflix.
Viceland made it. So
I got to check that out. That sounds pretty funny.
It's super funny, man. It's great.
You know, just in regards to that, it reminds me of like that other guy. You know that guy that he's like a comedian. He also made like a TV show.
Nathan Fielder.
What's this guy's name? Yeah, exactly.
Nathan for you?
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
With the hot dog stand?
Not Nathan for you. Yeah. They made another show.
Wait, what?
Where they made that Starbucks, but it was really...
Yeah, the fake Starbucks.
Nathan Fielder, he produced another show. It's called How To with John something. He's like... it's not as awkward, but it's still kind of awkward. But I'd recommend you watch that show too. I think you would kind of like that sense of humor, but he still kind of has something to kind of educate like their viewers about. Huh. And it's on HBO Max.
Oh yeah, I think I heard about it. Yeah.
Too. Like, it's a good show. It kind of reminded me of like that vibe that I was getting from that show that you were talking about. But I got to check out that Nirvana. I thought it was like a documentary about Nirvana. And I was like, how did they like put that song in there? But yeah, I know. Jake one, if you actually, I think it's called, if you wanted to hear that album where it came from, actually a couple other good songs with good beats on it from that album. There's one, package, right? I think that's, what's that? What is it called? It's White Van Music. That's what that album is called, from that compilation that he made. There's another one that's called it's one about Washington, and it has such a good beat by Jake One.
Is that from the stimulus package,
if my computer was
or
fast enough to
the White Van Music?
It's from White Van Music, definitely.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah, Jake One. He's actually made he made a song for Wiz Khalifa, which is kind of cool, and it's actually a good one too. It's actually on Khalifa's one of his good mixtapes, and it was the Taylor Alderdice mixtape. And he made one of the beats for him, which is pretty cool because Jake Wooden's like, he's more of like a hip hop producer, like not like hip. He's obviously Wiz Khalifa's like obviously hip hop, but more like backpack hip hop, which is kind of a different genre on its own. But
yeah, there's a bunch of different.
But yeah, man, Jake One's cool.
Yeah, Jake One, man, he from that show. That's where I first heard him, and I'm like, Jake One, and that scene, just always comes into mind.
It's that bass, huh?
Yeah, I know the bass
riff. Huh?
I'm
sure they captured that bass riff.
Oh man,
like dun, 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 dun.
I actually learned that on the bass.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Like because
it's that bass.
I literally learned it on the
good
bass
line.
I have the tabs. I wrote the tabs on my notebook because I'm like, I had to learn it by ear too because nobody's gonna type in Jake One. What is it? Trapdoor. Yeah, you're not gonna see bass tabs Jake One Trapdoor on YouTube or on Google. It's probably
is that you think that's an authentic bass, or is that like the because sometimes what producers do is they use keyboard riffs, you know? They use the keyboard or the MIDI keyboard. But you think that's a legitimate bass line there? Sounds really good. Sounds like a really legitimate bass line.
Like I like the way that I heard it and like reproduced it.
Yeah.
It's very fast and very like precise. Like I couldn't get the precision on every single note, but I'm not that good at bass, so I'm leaning towards like a digitally produced, like with like a beat pad or something, you know. But maybe there could have some origins of a bass, like an actual bass, you know.
Hey man, you should record that.
I have a recording on that
tutorial.
actually.
I'm sure some people would be up for learning it.
Yeah,
especially some hip hop heads now that know how to play bass. But yeah, it's a really good. That's a really good. The bass is what makes that whole song. Like I remember when I first heard that song, and it was the bass, like, and then it goes like a big like drum, like I think it's Clash, and then it's like MF Doom. He starts like rapping.
And MF Doom's lines are so funny in that song. He has that the rock.
My favorite MF Doom song is like is the Rap Snitches.
Yeah, that's
Rap Snitches Kitchens. Have you ever heard that song? That's just hilarious. There's a video on
album,
YouTube,
right?
Yeah.
There's
like a video of like Mos Def breaking it down, and Mos Def is just cracking up. Mos Def is like a big.
Dude, he's a big foodie.
Rapper.
MF Doom was a huge foodie. There's a lot of food references in his rap. It's great. He's like, I like my beer with his steak with Worcestershire and like a beer on the side. I'm like, this guy was just really hungry.
Broccoli. His album was called Food. So yeah, that was great. No, MF Doom was legit. Like he's a beast, man. Rest in peace to him.
Rest in peace.
I remember listening to all his albums in high school, and I remember I introduced my friend into that Food, and maybe the one before that. I think it was Doomsday. That's his album. And he has this. Oh my god! I could, MF Doom, another person I could just talk about his production and stuff. But he has this one song that always stuck with me. Was this song he had, and it's called Question Mark, and it's pretty much him just sampling the heck out of Scooby Doo. Like the whole song is just like sampled off Scooby Doo. Wow. And good song, another good song. But yeah, MF Doom, rest in peace. Metal Fingers, all caps when you spell the name.
Yeah, no,
which is crazy.
I love his. I had to listen to all his albums once he passed. Mad Villainy. That was
I would say like the most.
I love that.
Yeah.
Boondocks, right? That was probably a huge exposure to MF Doom, where they put some of his songs, some of his samples on there. And then at the end, they literally just had like MF Doom's Mad Villainy at the end of the credits. It was great.
Oh, like Out for Sale or something like that?
Yeah. I think it was because Boondocks was out around that time, right? It was still on the air. Yeah.
Just Mad Villainy came out, I think, like in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken.
And then Boondocks. When did that come out? I might be wrong. I'm probably wrong. Oh, they're trying. 2005. Okay, so it's still pretty recent, Still pretty recent. Released in 2004. Okay. Yeah.
It's a long time, man. It's almost 15 years old. 15 years old. That's a long time, man. I mean, the reason why I say that is because if you go to the YouTube from that album, the music videos that they have from there, it's like the worst quality that you can.
That's
see
the best
right now.
That's the best.
Is that? It's like in 144p. Like that's how you know it's an old.
That's
video.
how you know it's the OG.
Even though it's not even that old. It's 2004.
Mm-hmm. So, would you rather have crystal clear 144 hertz, 120 FPS, 4K, 8K music videos from like 2003 and like the early 90s.